Yo guys, what is good? It is your boy Tundra and we got another banger video for you today. Now this is going to be my top 5 weapons in my personal opinion in the whole entire game of Apex Legends Mobile. We'll be going over damage stats, we'll be going over mobility, stray speed, how the gun handles and the recoil pattern. I hope you do enjoy. Please make sure to leave a like, a sub and a comment, and please remember these are all in my personal opinion. I'll see you later in the video. So taking number 5 spot is going to be the Wingman. This is one of the most satisfying guns inside the game. This is a single tap revolver type pistol, but it works kind of like a sniper. You can shoot super far range with this gun. It absolutely hits hard. The damage values for this gun is 45 to the legs, 45 to the body and 90 to the head. This is a really satisfying gun, and with the new inspect feature you can hit some nasty clips with it. I love the mobility on this gun because it's under the class of a pistol. There's no barrel, there's no stock, so the stray speed on this gun is actually insane, and the overall movement speed keeps up there with any other gun in the game. It's a really quick gun, almost as quick as with your hands out when you're running and sprinting and stuff. Really quick, would highly recommend using it. It's got 8 shots in the mag, so you can spray and pray. 45 damage to even if the enemies are on purple. There's only a 5 taps, so you still have 3 extra bullets in there, which you can then 3 tap if you hit all 3 headshots on an enemy. Would really recommend this gun. I'd say the only problem with it is the iron sight, so if you put on a red dot or any other sight, a close range sight that you're comfortable with, I think this gun would be highly good and you would slap with it. So next up we have the R99 taking the number 4 spot. Now this gun is actually insane. I love the movement speed on the R9. It's one of the most satisfying guns to me in the game. It's probably one of my favorite guns. It is my top 3 favorite. I don't know which one is my favorite yet. I haven't messed around too much with it, but this is definitely one of the guns that's up there. It's got mega quick reload speed. It's got insane one clip capabilities if you can hit your shots. There's hardly any lateral recoil. Most of it is vertical, which you'll see in the video, and if you can learn to control that, you can hit consistent 1 clips all the time. The damage values for this gun is 9 to the legs, 11 to the body and 17 to the head. So this gun doesn't seem like it slaps really hard, but because of the high rate of fire, it really keeps up with all the other guns in the game. It has decent range too. I'd be 1 clipping kids super far away, so this is definitely a gun that you would run as your secondary gun instead of a shotgun, or you can maybe pair it with a Wingman to make the god combo, but yeah, I'll leave that to you. I'd say the only problem with this gun once again is the iron sight. So if you put a red dot or your favorite close range sight on there, it should slap, it should beam like, but you'll have to mess around with it, give it a couple of tries, and let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. So taking a number 3 spot is going to be the this is the only one I'm going to do with 2 guns inside, because it is all personal preference at the end of the day. It's going to be the PK and the Mastiff, the 2 good shotguns in the game. The Eva's decent, don't get me wrong, but you need a bolt to actually keep up with the high damage of the Mastiff or the PK. So the damage values for the PK is 100 to the legs, 100 to the body and 130 to the head, and the Mastiff is 52 to the legs, 104 to the body, 136 to the head. So the Mastiff is the faster fire rate in shotgun, and it's kind of got this animation where it flings up to the right. If you can get that down, this is probably the best gun to go with. But with the PK, you've got the charge in thing, so you can just aim down sight, it'll charge up for you, and then you can hit banger shots. You can 100 pump people to the legs. You know how insane that is? That is actually cracked. Right, the PK's bullet spread formation, the pellet spread, it's just like a star shape, and then once you aim in, it kind of goes into a circle. The Mastiff is just a straight horizontal line, which is then shortened when you aim down sight. So the PK is actually ideal for the longer range fights if you're like trying to get 100 pump from a good distance away. But if you got like an R3 or something and you just want to rock the Mastiff for like up close combat like that, the Mastiff will be the gun for you to use. The Flatline, now this is one of the hardest hitting guns in the game. I love this gun, it's super satisfying. The recoil is kind of hard to get used to because it is really bouncy. It bounces from left to right and then it pulls hard left, so you will have to get used to recoil controlling that inside the firing range, or just maybe test it out in a pub game against some bots or some guys. It's completely up to you. I highly do recommend using this gun with a 2x. The 2x absolutely slaps on this gun, or the 3x. The 3x in my opinion is the best sight in the game, but that's a conversation for another time. The Flatline's base mag is 22 I believe, and this gun shoots super slow. It's got super slow fire rate, so against like an R3 or an R9 up close, it's not actually going to do that well, but the hip fire on this gun makes up for all of that. The hip fire is actually insane. I'd highly recommend you trying this gun. You can even rock it as your secondary with your R3 as the primary. The mobility and straight speed on this gun is not the best, so normally this is used for an AR type gun, like the long range gun. If you can control that recoil, this is a really powerful gun, especially at range because the bullet drop off ain't that bad. But if you're up close and you're aiming in, you're trying to straight side to side, you're probably gonna get caught out or one clipped with one of the higher faster rate guns in the game, or one of the higher straight speed ones in the game, because it'd be hard to strafe with them to track them. And of course, taking the number 1 spot, we have the R301. Now this gun is by far the best gun in the game. It doesn't keep up with stuff like the Flatline and all in damage, but it makes up for the very little recoil it has. You can literally run this gun as a sniper and you can beam cross map with it. It's not hard at all to use. It's a super noob friendly gun, but it also got a super high fire rate and decent damage values to keep up with some of the other better meta weapons in the game. This gun has a 20 mag base mag, so you can still one clip people with that, but you're gonna, like, if you miss like 1 or 2 shots, you're done out. You gotta reload or switch to your other gun. So I'd highly recommend trying to find a mag for this gun. The straight speed on this gun is it's decent. It's better than the Flatline, but it's not as good as the R9 or the Wingman for say. Because this, at the end of the day, this gun is an assault rifle, so best keep that in mind. The recoil for this gun is very little to nothing. It literally goes in a little like question mark formation, so if you just get that down maybe a couple minutes in the firing range, you can literally beam across map. It does not move whatsoever. The gun is actually insane. I'd highly recommend you use it. If you haven't seen already, everyone in ranked, in pubs, in scrims and stuff, everyone is using it already, so I'd highly recommend you give this gun a go. The hip fire is also really cracked on the gun as well. If you focus on that dot in the middle of your screen, you'll hit mostly every shot you can imagine.